We worship the 100-mile-per-hour fastball and the 500-foot home run. But what happens when the most valuable athlete on the planet is asked not to compete, but simply to feel? Can the face that launches 1,000 pitches also launch 1,000,000 sales, harnessing an emotional vulnerability that seems contradictory to his competitive nature? Welcome back to 609 True News, where we dive past the box scores and into the mechanics of Japanese cultural impact.
Today, we dissect the unscripted genius revealed in the making of for the Kirin Plasma Lactic Acid commercial, a short film that offers more insight into Ohtani's true market value than any MVP trophy ever could. The core mystery here isn't about endorsements, it's about dissonance. How does one man master two utterly contradictory public personas, the ruthless competitive demigod and the tender, relatable human, and make both feel equally authentic? The key to unlocking Ohtani's unparalleled commercial power lies not in the roar of the crowd, but in the whispered instructions from the director's chair, captured perfectly in this behind-the-scenes footage. At the 2-second mark, we hear the director setting the stage for emotional nuance, moving past superficial positivity. I want the expression of being happy while touching that surface, the kind of joy that comes from realization. He continues, "If you do that, we get something new, different from simple kawaii charm." This is not an instruction for acting, this is a demand for internal access. The commercial team knows the world expects Ohtani the Titan, but the Japanese consumer demands Ohtani the beloved son. Dr. Kei Ishikawa, a leading brand analyst for Dentsu, once stated, "The competitive athlete sells performance. Ohtani sells longevity." He elaborates, "When Ohtani promotes immune care, he's not selling a drink, he's selling the promise that he will be here for us, dominating for another decade." That longevity premium adds 40% to his base endorsement valuation because his image is inextricably linked with health and persistent achievement. This strategy is supported by hard data. While Ohtani's US Q-score for athletic dominance is 78, his Japanese Q-score for reliability and trust in wellness is an unprecedented 94. They aren't selling immunity, they're selling the continued security of their cultural icon. The real conflict of the shoot, the dramatic tension, comes around the 1-minute mark. Ohtani is attempting to translate complex, layered direction into physical reality. The instruction shifts. He needs to look away, think, and then return to the scene with a newly informed expression. The director calls out, "Ohtani-san, return to the gaze," and demands the true, real emotion. The pressure is immense, not just from the ticking clock, Ato Yonfun, but from the necessity of genuine emotional output on command. Many cynics would dismiss this entire process by saying, "It's just acting. He's a highly paid model following simple directions." But this is where the argument fails spectacularly. Acting coaches worldwide struggle with non-professional athletes because they excel at intensity but fail at quiet contemplation. Veteran Hollywood acting coach Susan Chen, who has trained dozens of athletes for campaigns, noted after reviewing this footage, 90% of elite athletes struggle with the internal shift. They can summon the anger of competition, but they cannot simulate quiet contemplation transitioning into soft joy. Ohtani achieved that transition in a single, unforced take that lasted under 4 seconds, moving from deep thought to subtle warmth. That instantaneous, authentic vulnerability is a statistical anomaly in non-professional performance. His genius is not just physical, it is emotional elasticity. We see this process escalate as the director focuses on specific micro-expressions. The instruction shifts to peekaboo for the family scene, linking his immense adult fame back to childlike innocence, a vital tool in Japanese branding, which often leverages the concept of amae, or the innocent dependence on care. The climax of this emotional labor hits just before the final take, where the director asks for a simple yet profound shift in his inner state, linking his performance to the feeling of winter contemplation. Saigo ni yuki ni omoi o hashirete owari ni shimasu. The brilliance is that Ohtani doesn't need external stimuli. He can conjure a complete emotional world instantly. The ultimate plot twist comes not during the action, but in the immediate aftermath, during the post-shoot wrap-up. The final request is incredibly subtle. ちょっとグッという感じ. A slightly emotional, gulping feeling. Ohtani delivers it. The director, watching the playback, can barely contain their delight, exclaiming, これでは終わった。本当だ。こまでめっちゃかわいい。Yeah. This raw, unscripted confirmation of kawaii from the director is the final resolution of our open loop. The question was, which persona held the key, the competitor or the gentle soul? The answer is that Ohtani has mastered the ability to be both simultaneously. He gives the Japanese public permission to be superhumanly strong while also fundamentally needing care, creating a profound emotional connection that transcends sport and sells product through pure, unforced charm. If this analysis opened your eyes to the layers beneath the athletic legend, hit the like button, share this video with someone who thinks Ohtani is just a baseball player, and most importantly, subscribe to 609 True News for more deep dives into the cultural impact of Japanese sports icons. But let us know in the comments below, which subtle facial expression, the thoughtful stare or the final quiet gulp, do you believe captures the true essence of Ohtani's untouchable market appeal?